Hello, Oilers fans. Austin here with the pregame report between the Edmonton Oilers and the Winnipeg Jets in preseason action. The Oilers have 4 preseason games left. It'll be 3 after tonight, which means after tonight, I imagine there will be some significant cuts made to this roster. So until that happens, we're just going to enjoy this game. It is a very rookie-heavy lineup tonight. Not very many vets in this lineup unless you're a huge fan of Mattias Janmark and Josh Brown. And I know everyone watching here is a big fan of Mattias Janmark and Josh Brown. So we're going to have some fun tonight, folks. If you enjoyed today's pregame report, which I'll go over the projected lineups, I'll also go over the keys to the game, players to watch, score prediction. Just make sure to hit that like button, and if you really like it and you want to be part of this channel moving forward, just make sure to hit that subscribe button as well. I'll also be doing live stream commentary tonight because unfortunately this game once again is not televised. It is on Oilers Plus unless you live in the Winnipeg Jets region on TSN 3. So with that out of the way, oh my God, I can't even talk. With that out of the way, there we go. Let's get into the projected lineups here for your Edmonton Oilers. As I mentioned, this is a very rookie-heavy lineup tonight, and it's probably the final look at a lot of these players, but we'll discuss this top line first. Andrew Mangiapane, Adam Henrique, and Matthew Savoie. Now, at Mangiapane, he scored the only goal for the team the other night against the Seattle Kraken, and I thought he had a pretty good game, so it's good to continue to get Mangiapane some reps here. They'll be playing with Adam Henrique, who I think has only played 1 preseason game, so for Henrique, let's just try and get those legs going here. Father Time is not always kind to players like Adam Henrique, so hopefully he can get those legs moving, start feeling good about his game before the regular season starts. And then Matthew Savoie, he rounds out that top line. I think Savoie is there to inject a little bit of speed and a little bit of energy for at least Henrique's sake. But I am curious to see how Mangiapane and Savoie play together because they could be on a line together when the season starts, right? We don't know how Chris Knobloch is going to work things. I imagine Henrique would not be their centerman if they were on a line together. But moving forward now, Ike Howard with Tomaszek and Kapanen. Now, Tomaszek, yes, it is Tomaszek. Thank you to the comments who did let me know that that's how you pronounce it. Ike Howard with Tomaszek and Kapanen. Now, this line could be Edmonton's third line when the season starts. This could realistically be the full third line or even the fourth line, however you want to look at it in the bottom 6. I like this line a lot, and if they play to their potential, Ike Howard's offensive abilities, Tomaszek's two-way ability, and Kapanen's speed and two-way ability, this could be a line that does some damage. If you put this line up against other teams, third and fourth lines, not going up against other teams' top lines, I could see this line being very interesting. And for Tomaszek as well, this is a great opportunity for him, likely a big moment to see if he is going to stick with this roster moving forward or not. So we'll see how this line plays, but this is going to be the line to watch, in my opinion. On the third line, you have Mattias Janmark with Noah Philp and Quinn Hudson. Again, this could be a realistic fourth line for the Oilers in the near future. Noah Philp, he's trying to battle and find a spot in that bottom 6, and I've liked Noah Philp's game a lot in preseason so far. Mattias Janmark, he's been chaotic everywhere in preseason. He's taken penalties, he has drawn penalties, he's had breakaways, he's been on the penalty kill. Mattias Janmark has literally been everywhere so far. He's been very noticeable. So Janmark, just keep doing your thing, man. And Quinn Hudson, again, this is a player that has come into camp, probably a long shot to make this team, but I do like Quinn Hudson's effort. I do like his play. I like his on-ice instincts. He seems to be in the right spot all the time, so that's a good sign moving forward for the Oilers. And then on the fourth line, you have Marjala with Szymanski and Järventie. Now, I imagine all 3 of these players are probably going to be cut very soon. However, this is still another great opportunity to stick around just a little bit longer. I think Järventie, he obviously needs a lot of time in the AHL. The amount of injuries he's dealt with, he's probably not going to be on the NHL roster. But I do like Järventie's game. I think there is a player there. He just needs to hone it and stay healthy and, get some good reps down in Bakersfield. Szymanski and Marjala, I think, have had both really good camps. Probably not enough to make this team, but we'll see if they're able to be effective tonight against the Winnipeg Jets. On defense, top pair, you have Nurse with Troy Stecher. Not much to talk about with those two. They've been with the team for a while. So we'll move on to Kulak and Regula. Now, Alec Regula is a player to watch tonight for Edmonton. This is a defenseman that is trying to work his way into that top 6, top 7 spot on the Oilers defensive core. And if he doesn't, then things become interesting because Alec Regula does require waivers. So if he does not make this team, the team would have to put him on waivers in order to send him him down to Bakersfield. And Alec Regula is a player that I think is on the cusp. He could be that number 6-7 guy, right shot D-man, but he just has to show just a little bit more. It's tough, right? Because he didn't play at all last season. He was hurt all last year when the Oilers picked him up off waivers from Boston. So for Alec Regula here, let's see if he can play really strong next to Brett Kulak. That could be your third pair when the season starts. So let's see how he does tonight. And then on the third pair, poor Cam Dineen, he has to babysit Josh Brown tonight. Not going to say too much about that. For Cam Dineen, just do your thing, my man. You've been playing good hockey, and lots of people think you deserve NHL time, thought you deserved more NHL time than you got last season. So Cam Dineen, Josh Brown, well, let's just hope they don't bleed too many goals against tonight. In goal, you have Calvin Pickard and Sam Janssen. I do believe Calvin Pickard is going to get the full start. However, if he doesn't, imagine Janssen comes in halfway through the game. I would like to see more Janssen personally. I want to see a little bit more from other goaltenders for the Oilers. Obviously, I talked about Stuart Skinner at length in the fan reaction the other night after the game against Seattle. There is opportunity here in the goal crease, and there should be opportunity. This organization should not be looking at any goaltender and being like, Stu's our guy, so they have to really play out of their minds to make this team. No. If these goaltenders are better than Stuart Skinner, I don't care if it's preseason or not, you have them on the team, and you figure out what to do with Stu later. That's just my personal opinion. Just going to put that out there. The Oilers don't have enough runway. They don't have enough runway anymore with Stu. I'm sorry. Stuart Skinner is what he is. Unless he somehow turns things around very, very quickly, I would like to see other goaltenders in this crease. And the Oilers, at least for the first 10, 15 games of the regular season, that's your buffer period, right? We know this team gets off to slow starts. If you're going to get off to a slow start anyways, I want to see if there's at least a goaltender that can come in and kind of be a good stopgap and help this team win some hockey games. Now, in saying all that, let's get to the keys to the game here. Now, keys to the game in preseason, I'm kind of picky-choosy. These don't really matter too much. But for the Oilers, let's score some goals, right? They only had one goal against Seattle the other night. I thought they had good opportunities. Their execution's just not quite there yet. So let's score some goals. Let's have some fun. Let's get the kids into the action as well. Number 2, stay healthy. Oh my goodness, waking up this morning, seeing the news about Sasha Barkov, seeing the news about Reinbacher in Montreal, the news about all these players who have been injured so far in preseason or practices during preseason. For the Oilers at this point, honestly, healthy is the most important thing. Stay healthy. We don't want any kind of major injuries to shake anything up right now because we're already down Zach Hyman for at least a month to start the season. Vasily Podkolzin, though not injured, has taken a leave of absence from the team to deal with the sudden passing of his father. And I know everyone here in Oil Country is sending their love and support to the Podkolzin family as well. Number 3 here for the Oilers, push the pace. I want to see them play with a little bit more pace. I know their system and structure is to play low event hockey, but I just want to see them push the pace just a little bit. For the Jets, create tons of turnovers, put everything on net because with Edmonton's goaltenders, you just never know what's going to squeak through them. And of course, special teams very important for the Winnipeg Jets. They're going to be looking at certain guys, Winnipeg, they're a team that has brought in guys like Jonathan Taves. So they're looking to see how their team fits as well. I do think Winnipeg is going to regress a little bit this regular season, but the fact they have Connor Hellebuyck and they have a really good, well-rounded team in general, this is still a very good team for the Oilers. I want to see some of their kids tonight go out there and assert themselves and try and make this roster. My players to watch, I've already talked about both of them, Tomaszek and Regula. Those are my 2 players to watch for the Edmonton Oilers. I think this is a pivotal moment for both players moving forward here, and I'd like to see a real good effort from both of them. Not necessarily on the score sheet, right? I don't need them to score goals to know if they're going to be NHL ready. I want to see their play with and without the puck. Tomaszek and Regula both have really good on-ice instincts. We just have to see some consistency here and see if they can crack this roster. Now, my score prediction tonight, that is my drum roll. I'm going to go 5-4 Oilers with an Ike Howard goal. I just have a good feeling about Ike Howard tonight. Hopefully he continues to put that biscuit in the net. He had a really nice power play goal, a one-timer from the Draisaitl spot a few nights ago, so hopefully Ike Howard is able to continue his strong play as well. I'd like to see Ike Howard push some of these vets and try and make this roster. I think the Oilers moving forward here are very close to putting and finalizing their roster, because after tonight, there's only 3 preseason games left, and I think that's when you really want to make sure that you have the lines that you want to work with and experiment with. Though that's what you're using the last couple of games of preseason for. Because when preseason ends, you got a few days until the home opener, and you want guys to be able to be familiar with each other. You want that chemistry. You want that locker room ready to go right from puck drop on opening night. We cannot afford another slow start. I know people say it's just preseason. I try not to overreact, but these still are important days. These are important games to try and figure out who fits where in the puzzle that you're building here in Oil Country. So if you enjoyed today's video, hit that like button, and hopefully I see a whole bunch of you tonight for the live stream. So we'll see you soon, Oil Country. Tell someone that you love them. And as always, fight like a kid, fight like Ben. Let's go Oilers. Thanks so much for watching.